we thought we would just give you a little glimpse of what happened to us over this year. It's been an amazing year, to say the least, and we're just so thankful to have friends like you. And as we get to the Christmas season, thought we would just share with you a couple of minutes between Lydia and myself.
I think something very special for me for this year was we suddenly has got all adult grandchildren. They have grown, they all either 20 or 18, which is so special. There's no more little ones that we can spoil. Now we have to spoil with bigger money, bigger kids.
Well, you just got to be careful you don't become a grandmother just or a great-grandmother.
Not there quite yet, but hopefully, yeah.
Sometime.
I'd love that, yeah, I'd love that. Then we can start the spoiling all over again. So.
Yeah. Well, our year started in South Africa, and it was quite an amazing time. One of the things that happened there is we went to preach in a church, remember?
Yeah.
And when we went out there, we met one of the couples that had been with us, in a sense, for a long time and yet not worked with us. We trained them in 2002, and then they went and worked in Kenya, and for many years. And after Kenya, became the mission pastors of the Harvest Church in Port Elizabeth. And through a whole lot of circumstances, which I don't want to talk about now, I remember we suddenly found out that they are going to be joining us full-time as from the 1st of January, and they'll be joining us as our personal assistants in our worldwide endeavors.
Yeah, that was a special, miraculous situation that we were really trusting the Lord for, and He answered our prayer. I think that was a good praise the Lord item for us as a couple. So yeah, another highlight for me was when the students from Mongolia came to visit us in South Africa to do their graduation in South Africa. To me, that was so special that they would go to that extent to actually come all the way to South Africa, just to come for their graduation. That was very special, and to me, a highlight was to see that it was young professionals that is so eager to serve the Lord, and they were so hungry to just drain us almost, to get as much information from us as what is possible. That was really super special, very blessed.
Yeah, you may remember when they sat us down in the lounge and said, now, with a camera in front of them, or front of us,
yeah,
and they said, would you please tell us from the day you got born again till now, what happened in your lives?
Yeah, I remember that was quite something.
Yeah. And we were like, well, forget about it. We can't spend a couple of hours here, or maybe days, but we spent an hour and a half with them, and what they said was amazing.
Yeah.
Because what they said was, we wanted to do this recording because we are first-generation Christians, and we have never heard really the testimonies of people of how they've lived their lives since they were born again, and how they relate to Jesus and to one another, and within the marriage and with children and all kinds of stuff like that.
We take so much for granted that we don't understand what the people in the remote countries and in the remote areas go through, because they have no example. It's just, we are so blessed and so fortunate,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Mongolia has been a very unreached country.
Yeah.
And so they are first-generation Christians, which is amazing. But the rest of our year from there went into traveling into many different countries. I visited, some of them you were with me, others you weren't, but we visited 17 different countries. Among them, I think one of the highlights was Brussels, where we had over 90 leaders together. Among the leaders were actually 22 students that we graduated on the Monarch project. It was very, very special. And apart from that, I mean, that was just an amazing meeting for Europe, our first kickoff in the Europe context. But one of the other areas was also going to Central America and listening to the Spanish people. I just love them, and I love their language, and I love them, and frankly I love their food as well. So we spent time in Guatemala and El Salvador and Nicaragua and many different countries. It was an amazing time to be able to do that. But from Africa to Central America to Europe to Asia, all of it was just very, very busy, but also very rewarding.
Yeah. And then a huge highlight for me was our leaders meeting in Turkey. I felt that was a real almost breakthrough time for me this year, that the whole team, I felt, came back into a unity that was almost, to me, a little bit lost. But it's like they grabbed a hold of the vision afresh, and they all on the same page, and they're running. And to me, that was just incredible. I so enjoyed that meeting. I felt that was very special.
Sure, like we had 106 people there from 32 countries.
That's right.
They weren't just our core leadership, they were also the extended leadership, or some of the extended leadership. And they came from all over the place. And I mean, to watch the Russians interact with the guys from West Africa and, you know, and different countries, it was amazing to see that.
Yeah.
But you worked hard to get all the visas and all the air tickets and all that together. And I know they were very thankful about that.
It was hard, but the fruit, when I saw the fruit, I would do it again.
Okay. Oh.
Not soon though.
Don't warn me. Yeah. Well, I think the highlight for me in there, or maybe one of the highlights in that meeting, was when we launched Project 3106. And 3106 is a number that came out of nowhere. I believe it was from the Lord. And we made a decision that we were going to freely give away, or make available rather, not give away, but make available 3,106 live schools in 14 different languages to the various people that were in Turkey, for them to go back and to begin to really increase the momentum of live school. And I'll be honest with you, it's amazing. Even as of this morning, we were doing an average of 28 schools per week.
That is incredible.
And that's all over the place. That's it's not just in one part of the world. It's just like everywhere this is beginning to happen. And we're now getting responses that says, you know, we may need 500 of these things. And I'm like, well, you dream on.
Yeah.
But there was a highlight, and I do believe it's put the World Mission Center on a completely different.
It's like a new, fresh release, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a faith level that's out there, a process of them wanting to get involved in an amazing way, which is fantastic.
Yeah. And the Lord is opening new doors, which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to take this opportunity to just say Merry Christmas to all our supporters and our prayer warriors all around the world. May you have a beautiful, blessed Christmas season with your family.
Yeah, and allow me as well just to say thank you on Lydia and my behalf, and on behalf of the World Mission Center team, for your support, your prayers, the letters you write, you know, just those things that encourage us along the way. We just say thank you, and yeah, pray that you will not just have a great Christmas season, but that you'll also have a fantastic 2025. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side of the new year.
And I just want to add, you know, without your prayers and your support and you being a part of this team as well, it's not possible to do what we want to do or what God has told us to do if we don't have your partnership. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you for your partnership and your contributions towards the ministry. Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you, Lydia, for saying that. And just again, we'll see you on the other side of the new year.